The town of Smithtown has built a reputation for doing more with less. Our workforce is lean, efficient, and deeply committed to serving every resident. From plowing roads to hosting community events, all while remaining fiscally sound and secure. For over a decade, we've maintained a structurally balanced budget. We've frozen discretionary spending, streamlined operations, and secured millions in grants, stretching every last penny to protect taxpayers. Even with rising costs, Smithtown continues to operate with discipline and transparency. Our 2026 operating budget remains fiscally sound, keeping discretionary spending at 2025 levels, with an average increase of just $3 per week per household. This ensures continued support for vital services like senior programs, youth initiatives, and community concerts. For every tax dollar collected, only 6 cents goes to the town, 4 cents to highway, 2 cents to the library, and 12 cents to the county. The largest share, 69 cents, supports our schools, reflecting Smithtown's strong commitment to education and community. Smithtown has never pierced the state's tax cap, not once, while nearly every other Long Island town has. Last year, 11 of 13 towns were forced to exceed the cap. This year, 6 towns in Suffolk County have proposed doing the same, driven by inflation and unfunded mandates that outpace local revenues. In 2025, Smithtown's tax levy increased just 2.33%, far below the regional average of 9.88%, demonstrating our commitment to responsible financial management. In 2026, state-imposed costs will rise sharply. Retirement system obligations are up $1.7 million, health insurance up $1.4 million, minimum wage up 17% since 2020, and state aid for our road program remains flat at 5.8% of revenue. Additional pressures include full-time salaries, waste disposal, and mortgage tax losses, totaling more than $7.5 million in operating expenses. Meanwhile, inflation has skyrocketed to 12.9% since 2020, outpacing our allowable tax levy. These are state-mandated expenses, not local decisions, and they account for the majority of this year's budget pressures. What would the town look like if we stayed under the cap this year? If the town were to stay under the tax cap, we could raise only $1.5 million in new revenue. That would mean laying off 46 full-time employees and 132 part-time staff, cutting critical programs and services. These cuts would be devastating. Senior transportation, taking older residents to doctor appointments, grocery stores, and the senior center, would end. Youth programs would disappear, eliminating opportunities that help students earn internships, college acceptance, and emotional support. The recreation department would lose seasonal jobs, affordable summer camps, field access for athletic leagues, and beloved traditions like concerts and holiday tree lightings. Residents would also face costly private alternatives for leaf and brush removal, all considered non-essential under state guidelines. That's why the town proposes a modest $3 per week increase, or about $160 annually, a 9% rise in town taxes, to preserve services, protect jobs, and maintain Smithtown's financial strength. When compared to common household expenses, school taxes remain the highest at $10,044 annually for the average assessed home, while town taxes are significantly lower, a reflection of Smithtown's disciplined budgeting and commitment to keeping municipal costs manageable. Despite steady increases in school taxes, the town has maintained modest, responsible tax adjustments that preserve essential services without overburdening residents. Why not use the fund balance? Because using reserves for ongoing expenses creates a structurally unbalanced budget, something both Moody's and the state comptroller warn against. It's a sign of poor fiscal management, like living on a credit card without paying the interest. Any use of reserves this year would create a deficit next year, forcing steeper cuts or tax hikes later. Moody's has already cautioned that declining fund balances could trigger a credit rating downgrade, increasing borrowing costs for future town projects. Preserving our reserves protects taxpayers and keeps Smithtown's bond rating among the strongest in the region. Smithtown's success story has always been one of sound leadership and community pride. Together, we'll continue to protect what makes this town one of the safest, most beautiful, and best-run communities on Long Island.